waking up at stupid times, going to unheard places you never bothered to visit in your life, taking over pubs in tiny villages, putting names of players to well-known songs knowing there'll probably only be two of you singing, a record number of piss stops, wearing your club shirt with pride, broken down and delayed trains, minibuses getting lost, delays due to numerous piss stops, seeing your mate doing a massive rant and then giving the massive bear hug when you score a goal, plenty of singing, feelings of joy and love, feelings of anger, high points, low points, getting excited at the prospects of a decent cup draw, then going mad when you lose to a tin pot side, waiting on that one result on your coupon to win you lots of cash, only for some other team to let you down, plenty of banter, meeting new mates while catching up with old ones, hearing some team call your place a shithole and thinking, look, where you coming from, queuing up for your 20-minute pie or pint, overnight stays, singing football songs in your hotel rooms where the locals think, what the hell are you going on about, getting home late in the morning after a midweek game, thinking, is it bloody worth it, knowing Saturday you'll do it all over again, celebrating last-minute winners, cursing last-minute goals conceded. But you know what? That's what football's about. We thrive on our good times. We weep our low points. Seeing families, generations, fathers, son, grandparents, mothers and daughters, uncles, just waiting anxiously for the season to start. Just that excitement, wearing that scarf that's been passed down from generations. Turning your back saying you're not going to go to a game again, but that one signing or that moment or waking up and thinking, do you know what? I'm going to do it all again. Yes, this is football. Football's not a trend. Football's not a TV show. It's part of who you are. It's part of your culture. It's part of your passion. And do you know what? It's back again. Come on, Oldham. See you on the terraces. Hello everyone, it's Tommy Oldham here. I'm just about to head down to Southend for our opening game of the season. I'm going out on the Friday night, so I can have a night down there. I'm buzzing for it, I'm looking forward to it. The signing of James Norwood has basically put excitement in all Oldham fans. Looking forward to the new season. Thanks for watching the video yesterday. Bit late, too late to include James Norwood, but it was basically 3 videos crammed into one today. Going to see me travelling down. I've got some predictions from fans ahead of the new season, and a bit of nostalgia thrown in some stuff that should have been in one of the other videos. But hey, the new season's here, and this year's going to be the good one. This year's going to be the year that we end all this hurt and push on. The year we get out the National League back into the EFL. It's going to be a great season. Bit of football nostalgia around here. On Oldham Way here is where the Feather Hall and Junction Pub once stood, where John Gartland and his son Fred and a group of friends formed Oldham Athletic, as we know today, but then was known as Pine Villa. Obviously there was a pub here, Feathers Hall and Junction. Pine because of the mill, and Villa because of Aston Villa. I actually thought the roundabout was down there where the pub be, but by all accounts it's somewhere here. It's weird to think this is now a busy road leading into Oldham. It was nice to do like a little plaque here, so the pub itself was demolished in 1971. Now this here, people, is another big part of our history. You see, this stone wall is actually all that's left of the Pine Mill where Oldham Athletics team was based out of when we were called Pine Villa, obviously. And it's on West Hume Avenue. So you can see here, I wonder how many people, fans like me, have walked past this for years en route to Boundary Park and turned a blind eye to it, not thought anything of it. It's weird to think, but yeah, this is it, part of our, obviously the town's industrial era, but this long stretch of the wall was where Pine Mill is. Apparently this is where the Mill Lodge would have been as well. Big thank you for Jeffrey Smith, who shared this information a while back on Facebook. It's amazing. Like, people forget, have a look at the film The English Game, the series on Netflix, how many clubs were formed out of like workplaces and mills. Obviously it was based in the pub, but the pub, obviously it's the Featherstone Junction, was just a short walk up there, and somewhere around there It's Oldham Athletic's first ever pitch. Now I'm here in Sherwood Street, which is what I walked down. Also behind me is Aldi, so somewhere around there, as well as the Bean Mill, was our first home. And obviously Boundary Park's literally a 5-minute walk from there, if that. But it's a history to this modern day football. It's where we are now and from where it all began. From Oldham Athletics, when you think of Arsenal, who went from South London up to North London, Manchester United from Newton Heath all the way to Old Trafford, Oldham Athletic here is just literally a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk. So where we are today, where it all began, our modern history, is still in its literal very close surroundings. So here is the old 3rd Division Championship. 50 years ago, 1973 to 74, champions under Jimmy Frizzle, as you can see, we're Oldham Athletic. Let's hope we can celebrate another championship this year and get the hell out of the National League. I did a video a few months ago. This is where the Football League was founded on the 17th of April 1888. This used to be a hotel. Oldham never found the members, but we spent a good chunk of our history there. Fingers crossed this time next year we'll be back in the Football League. Wembley, the home of English football, the National Stadium. It's held England games here, the 1966 World Cup final, many FA Cup finals, many League Cup finals, many playoffs, Champions League finals, the Live Aid concert, Euro 2020 final, the Women's Euros. In 1990, Oldham Athletic played here, a team under Joe Royal that caught the imagination of the whole country, that made its way to the League Cup final, losing 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. In 1994, I got the opportunity to go myself as Oldham played here against Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final. Unfortunately, our goal to plan it wasn't a happy ending. Since then, we've been cursed. But now, we're on the up, times are changing. And this year, we've got a realistic chance of getting promoted, but more so, a realistic chance of even winning the playoffs here. It'd be great to see Oldham Athletic here. See Wembley packed out with at least 25,000 Blues. Yes, we would take that number. We've seen all our different flags. People say that some clubs don't justify their crowds to come here. Well, we would do. That tube would be loud here with Oldham fans singing on the way down. Inside that stadium, we will make noise. Whether it's the FA Trophy or if it's the Football League playoff. I envy other clubs playing here and not seeing Oldham, but this season we've got a good chance, and it's time to put the curse of 1994 behind us, nearly 30 years ago, and look now to a positive future. Look to basically going forward, upwards and onwards. Come on, Oldham. Hey everyone, Tom's Football Stories Nostalgia today. I'm in Brent River Park in North London, and behind me is a big piece of football and history. Obviously, Wembley was redeveloped and completely knocked down, but here in front of me is the last remaining flagpole from one of the twin towers at the old Wembley. Remember the twin towers there and the flags they had? And basically this is one of them that's left. It's in Brent River Park, less than a mile from where Wembley itself is. Obviously replaced the twin towers with the big arch, but a bit of football nostalgia. Obviously I went to Wembley twice, once with Oldham in 1994 and also the same year to watch a rugby league game when Great Britain beat the Aussies. But it is there, and a bit of football history. Thanks for watching. That's Arsenal Fan TV. Just a shame I've got zero interest in it. I don't like the idea of a TV channel that's main aim just perceived negativism amongst fans rather than actually getting behind them. Got bored of it after about a couple of episodes. It's really interesting to see what they're doing. Right, so it's time. It's now my predictions for the season. Now, I'm not going to lie, I originally had Oldham down finishing third, but the signing of Norwood is a massive game changer. And they say one person can't make a difference to a team. A player of that potential, an out-and-out goal scorer at this level can make such a big difference. Alongside the attacking players we've got, if we set up well, I don't see why we can't win it. So, here goes. Champions, Oldham Athletic. Yes, I am feeling optimistic now. I really am. Runners up second place, Chesterfield. Yeah, they started off strongly last year, faded out a bit, got back up, hit a bit of bad form, finished the season strongly but lost in the playoff final to Notts County. But I still expect them to be up there. They've kept a good number of the squad. Third place, Barnet, experiencing Pritchard. I know a couple of the lads they had on loan last year from Sheffield United have come back. Fourth place have gone for Woking, a team that I thought last year were the best team I've seen at this level when we lost to them away. Fifth have gone for Hartlepool. I think under Askey, he's experienced. It's not been too long since they're out this division, so he has what it takes. He knows the league and he'll have an idea to get them back up there. Sixth may surprise me this, but I've gone for Fylde. It wasn't long ago that they're actually in the playoff final, losing to Salford. Obviously, they got relegated, but they've still got a bit of money behind them. They've got goals in Nick Houghton. Seventh, I've gone for Dagenham. Now, a few people may say, why have I gone for Dagenham? Now, the last few years, they've been up and around there. They play good football, but they often sell the best player. And I've already said this, without Wrexham and Notts County, everyone will be looking at this division and thinking, yeah, why not? Why can't we do this? They've got goals. Now, it's going to be laughing me trying to pronounce this, in Effiong, who they bought from Aldershot last year, if you remember, scored against us for him. I just think they'll perform better this year. They started off good last year, and again, they faded out. In eighth, I've gone for Boreham Wood. Obviously, none left, got goals. They signed Timmy Abraham, who I thought, under a better manager, we probably could have got to see more from him. I wasn't a big critic of him, but I don't think he did as bad as people said. Ninth, I've gone for Bromley, who were up there last year. 10th, I've gone for York. Now, the other week, I said I thought York would struggle. Now, they have made a fair few signings, but I've read stories about the people that are putting money into them, and it seems to throw money at them for fun, which makes me think, well, is there a long-term plan? A few bad results, they'll sack the manager. Will they buy a player? Will they hit financial difficulties again? I just don't think there's a full structure there, so that's why I've got them in 10th. 11th is my tip. This year's surprise package is Gateshead, who finished the season. Oh, they finished well, but then lost the FA Trophy final. And I think they come a bit on the last couple of games, but hit a right good run of form that saw them get out of the bottom half. And I rate the manager Williamson. 12th, I've gone for Eastleigh. They've made a couple of good additions this summer. 13th, Aldershot. I think will be much improved than what they were last year. 14th, I've gone for Ebbsfleet. I think, again, the manager's got a decent little team. Doing the Conference, National League South comprehensively. And they've still got goals in Dominic Polley, an ex-striker for us. And by all accounts, the chairman's put a bit of money into him. So I think, and they've played at this level before, so they know what to expect. 15th, I've gone for Oldham. A few people have put them as promotion hopefuls. Now, they lost Lundstrom. Yeah, I know they've invested in a few good players. They've got this lad from Fleetwood. For the life of me, I can't remember his name. I'll find out his name now, actually. That Chris Clon, who's not a bad player. I think Roscoe's not a bad player, but I just don't see anything from him that encourages me that they're actually going to be a lot better than what they were last year. They seemed to start off last year and faded off a bit. 16th, I've gone for Solihull. I saw them last year on the back of their season reaching the playoff final. Again, they're not striking anyone this year as caused any feathers. I know they've sold at Dallas. 17th, I've gone for Kidderminster, who again have been in this league before. They hit that big run of form last year that saw them win so many games that were carried on through to them winning the playoffs. You always say that team that can get in with a late surge of form, and that was them. 18th, I've gone for Wealdstone, who weren't a bad team last year. Again, they're still part-time, so you've got to look at the money they're spending and compare to other teams. And I think 18th's right for him. 19th, I've gone for Rochdale. Now, I don't think they'll go back down again this year, Rochdale, like Scunthorpe. But it's a known fact they've had well-documented problems off the pitch. Clayton's not a bad signing for him if he can stay fit, but he's very injury-prone. He's the sort of player last year, a few years ago, and I snapped their hands off to sign, but not now. 20th, I've gone for Dorking. I've said I love Mark White. I like what he stands for, the way he talks for the game. I know he's talking about the playoffs, but again, they're still part-time. Second season's always hard to repeat what they did the season before. But I think they've got enough in them to stay up. Now, 21st, I've gone for Southend. Now, as it stands at the moment, we've seen all their off-field problems. They've still got a few good players. That Bridge is one of them. If they can win a few games and Kevin Mayer has stayed put, they probably could get out this bottom four. But the problem is, how long do these problems continue? If they end up in administration, if they get a points deduction, then it's about playing catch-up again. And for that reason why, I've put them as 21st. But if they got took over and sorted themselves out, I'd have put them a lot higher. 22nd, I've gone for Halifax for the simple reason they've lost quite a few players. 23rd, I've gone for Maidenhead. Again, I saw them twice last year. They didn't impress me. They just about stayed up. And bottom, I've gone for Oxford City. Now, one thing Oxford City have got is ex-Oldham player Josh Parker, that scored a few last year. And they will need his goals. But looking at the pre-season stuff, I just don't see anything other than them going straight back down. Conference North, I'm going for Scunthorpe to win it. And it's anyone's game who else could go up with them, but I'm going to go for Scarborough. Conference South, to win it, I'm going for Chelmsford. And runners up, I'm going for Torquay. I will do some other predictions for the other leagues, but that's going to be a separate video. But you've heard from me. The last couple of weeks I've done a few questions to fans. So let's say some of their predictions. But I'll tell you now, all these predictions were done before we signed Norwood as well. So let's go and have a listen. Tom, looking forward to the new season?
Yeah.
What game are you looking forward to the most?
Chesterfield. The early August Chesterfield game, I think, will define whether it'll be a good season or not.
And which of the new signings are you most looking forward to seeing?
Probably that Lundstrom from Altrincham, because I think the weak point in the team has been midfield, but he's impressed when he played for Altrincham last season.
How do you think we'll do this season? Where will we finish?
I'll make a prediction now, but not everyone might like, but I don't think we're going to win the league. But I think we'll get in the playoffs.
And this season will be better because
the league's wide open. Bar Chesterfield, obviously. Certainly, we should be up there. We should certainly be up there.
Thank you, pal. Okay. I'm with the son of a legend, Luke Rothwell. Are you okay, Luke?
Yeah, fine. How are
you missed the football?
Have I missed the football? Yeah, I have missed the football.
Yeah.
I think
Did you enjoy,
it's been a big break, hasn't it?
Did you enjoy the game today?
Yeah, I think it was a good one, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was good to see that. I think the balance of squad looks quite good.
Yeah.
I think it was. Mikey looked fantastic, didn't he? So yeah.
Are you looking forward to the new season?
Can't wait.
Yeah. Is there any game you're particularly looking out for?
Oh well. It's got to be Chesterfield, hasn't it?
Someone else has just said that as well.
Yeah.
Prediction to where we're going to be for the new season, where we're going to finish?
Got to do it, haven't we? Get up by whichever means. But I think we've got to be in the mix, haven't we?
Thank you for that, pal.
No
Appreciate it. Alright, Pete, so a few predictions for the new season. First of all, are you looking forward to the new season?
I am, yes, definitely.
Which game are you most looking forward to?
I think the Fylde game away.
Which of the new signings are you most looking forward to seeing play?
Charlie Raglan, I think.
And where will we finish in the league table?
I think 4th.
And this season will be better because
we've had a full pre-season, and for the first time in ages, we're not. It doesn't appear that we've got a shed load of trialists.
Yes, we've got a bit of a structure behind the scenes.
We've had sort of like last season's team, and they're trying to add the additional players to improve that team.
Brilliant. I'm talking to Luke, a lad I've known for years. He's actually involved with Aki Stanley. I've got to say it. Who are he?
Exactly.
Yeah. So Luke, how will Oldham do this season?
I'm confident this season. I think as an Oldham fan, in my lifetime especially, it's the first time I've felt very, very confident going into a season. You always have that sense of optimism, but this year more than ever, it feels as though we could do something special.
Which of the new signings are you most looking forward to?
I'll be honest, I've not seen a lot of them in person, but I think the bio and the track record of Willoughby kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And definitely excited to see how he gets on.
Games can be a bit hard for you, but is there a game in particular you're looking forward to?
Like I say, I'm hoping to get to a couple of home games, especially, but away game, it's got to be Rochdale away. There's something special about that.
Why will this season be better?
I think just a different sense of positivity going into the season. Like I say, it's rare for an Oldham fan to be so excited about a new campaign, and yeah, who knows?
600 sold for Southport, tells you all you need to know.
Nearly 700 sold the day before a friendly, and 2 weeks before the season, 3 weeks maybe even. And yeah, fingers crossed. Who knows, maybe in 9 months' time, celebrating something special.
Thank you. So I'm with a good lad, Jack, who sings guitar with me. How you doing, Jack?
Not bad, mate.
So me and Jack have both agreed, I've said this to Frank, to win promotion I'm going to donate £100 to Kershaw's Hospice. You in, Jack?
Definitely, mate. 100%.
So, Jack,
anyone join us?
Yeah. Which game are you most looking forward to this season?
Easy, innit, Rochdale? Rochdale away, I cannot wait.
Which of the new players' signings are you most looking forward to seeing in action?
Before pre-season, Willoughby. Now I want to see Ward. I want to see somebody in boss in midfield for once.
Where are we going to finish this season?
Top of the league, easy.
And why will this season be better?
Because there's a buzz. We've never had a buzz around the place. There'll be 8,000 at home. We actually want to be here. Yeah, there's a real buzz about the place that you can pass on to players.
One final question: who's going to be top goal scorer?
Fondop.
Brilliant. Thanks, pal.
Anytime, mate.
Adam, how you doing?
How you doing, Tom? You right?
Yeah. So, which game are you most looking forward to this season?
Probably Chesterfield away.
And which of the new signings are you most looking forward to seeing?
Probably Raglan or Willoughby.
Who will be our top goal scorer?
I'm not.
Where will we finish in the National League?
Playoffs.
And why will this season be better?
To be honest, it's going up, winning something.
Yeah. Brilliant. Cheers for that. Man, you wounded soldier. How's your eye now?
Yeah, a lot better, mate.
Right.
Cheers.
Which game are you most looking forward to this season?
Rochdale away.
Where do you think? Which of the new signings are you most looking forward to seeing?
Lunchtime.
Where do you think we'll finish in the league?
Champions.
You'll be top goal scorer.
Fondop.
And why will this season be better?
Got rid of all the load of crap. A lot of deadwood.
Brilliant,
Constant
pal.
talent coming in.
Thank you. See you on the terraces. Athletics very own settle, Kev Anderson. How are you doing, Kev?
I'm good.
So, Kev, which game are you most looking forward to?
Probably Rochdale away when we take the time.
And which of the new signings are you most looking forward to seeing play?
I'd probably say Josh Lundson. Very good pre-season.
And who will be top goal scorer this year?
I'll be Fondop.
And where will we finish in the league?
Second.
And why will this season be better?
Just a general razzmatazz with Frank and everybody's together.
Brilliant, thanks for that. Yeah, right from the top. Oldham Athletic top, Chesterfield second, Barnet third, Woking fourth, Hartlepool fifth, Fylde sixth, Dagenham seventh, Bournemouth eighth, Bromley ninth, York 10th, Gateshead 11th, Eastleigh 12th, Aldershot 13th, Ebbsfleet 14th, Altrincham 15th, Solihull 16th, Kidderminster 17th, Wilson 18th, Rochdale 19th, Dorking 20th in the bottom four, with Southend 21st, Halifax 22nd, Maidenhead 23, and Oxford City 24. Let's see at the end of the season if they're any right, or like most of my bets, completely wrong. Who knows, that's part of the fun of this. Obviously these predictions are my own. One thing that annoys me is when you see the pundits, the press, and they pick a team just for the sake of what a quick clickbites or likes to make themselves look good, when you know full well that team won't do well. Obviously some circumstances it will happen, example being Wrexham last year for the money they put in. Anyway, thank you to everyone who took part in them predictions, and obviously I've shown a screenshot of mine. We'll come back at the end of the season, we'll see if I'm right or as expected to be completely wrong. Who knows, that's the fun about football. We could have ourselves, fingers crossed, winning it, but then sometimes you may get a team just completely out of the blue doing something. Either way, it's going to be a good season, I hope, an entertaining one. Season's there, and as usual it starts off as what can be expected with the trains nowadays, delayed. I'm finally sat on the train. Yes, it's here, finally, the new football season. I'm heading down to Southend for Oldham Athletic's opening away game. Been buzzing with this, is a good feeling. There's only two words to say: James Norwood. What a signing. Slept most of the journey now, but now it's time to look into this marvellous looking breakfast. Obviously I'm going to get a load of sticks, especially from Dave Finnegan, because I love both ketchup and brown sauce, but who cares, as long as I'm enjoying it, that's the main thing. Yum yum. And then with Southend, I'm on the seafront, new season, come on Oldham, we can do it this year. This is year where we finally end all the years of hurts, not back. We bounce back, we go forward, we push on for promotion. Next year, we're back in the EFL. Come on Oldham. We've got the attack, we've got the midfield, we've got the defence, apart from the right back. The fans are here. It's not so much sunny Southend, it's shitty Southend weather, but this is it, come on. Up the tips, up the blues, EIO, up the National League we go. The last time we won the opening game of the season was 2013 when we beat Stevenage 4-3. I remember that goal from Montano. That second half that away end was bouncing, buzzing. Now, if there was ever a game to win the opening time of the season, it would be tomorrow. We know Southend are a mess. We know they're at 6 and 7. We don't know what sort of team they're going to put out. But I've got to give Kevin Mayer due, ex-Oldham lad. He's stuck by. He's stuck with his squad. Now, many other managers would have looked at what's gone on and thought, nah, I'm walking, jump ships. He hasn't. We've still got a couple of good players. Bridge is a key player. But we should still have more than enough to go out and get that win tomorrow. And I'm hoping we'll score a few goals as well, we'll win comprehensively. Some men want to underestimate Southend, but you'll think of what they're doing, they're barely putting a team together. Sort of reminds me of us under previous owners and stuff. We need to capitalise on it, get off to this good start, get the points, set the tone for the season and tell the league we mean business. And another look over here. Nice little walk through Southend, a nice little waterfall in this little garden.
When the blues marching, oh, when the blues go marching in, oh, when the blues.
Southend away, new season. Let's fucking have it. Promotion. Come on, Oldham. It's about the time we get ourselves a bit of glory on the league.
Might not go in. Yeah. I think Willoughby will not see
Just get it through! On the front foot, that's it. Get it over! And again! Bye!
8 out of 10, it's not wrong. Alright, say some more German. Here
At least that 40 years or back four.
Down, game over, we're not getting back into this now. We wait for an opening day, medical season since 2014. Southend looked a lot more organised than we did. The goals need to be questioned as well. The first one, Norman, needs to be commanding his box, questioning his own positioning. The second and third would give him so much time and so much space. The third one, we allowed them to run out and why no one put a challenge in. We give him the freedom of the pitch. The fourth one, decent header from him, but again, he got back in from behind the defence. Where was the defending? And if we are planning to put the share, we've got a lot more to do. Don't get me wrong, I've not called for his head yet, but he's already on borrowed time amongst a lot of our fan base. And if we've not improved by the Borough Mud game, then I would be starting to ask questions. Play Aldershot next week, we've got off to a good start, they had a good win. We don't know how poor Oxford City were, so I've tipped them to finish bottom, but we'll see. But we need to respond next week, we need a result, and we need to go right at them. I'm not going to lie, I feel deflated after that defeat. For the first time since 2003 when we lost at home to Cardiff in the end of our season. Obviously, I went to that game with high hopes, full of optimism, genuinely believing that this year will be the year. And don't get me wrong, you look at Southend beforehand, they've been a mess, they've been chaos. Yeah, they've not had a good pre-season, but then it's clear they've probably still been training, still been keeping fit. But I saw that starting lineup and it looked like a team set up to defend for me. It lacked creativity and we sat back too much. We missed Green in his pace and his runs, but from the start Southend were all over us. They exploited our weaknesses at right back and in midfield. They had us on the back foot. Nuttall, to his credit, put an effort in. He did drop back. I felt he did more in midfield than both Shelton and Sheeran did. Obviously, he was non-existent second half. People say the sending off had a knock-on effect. No, before the sending off happened, we were poor, and that just made things worse. The lack of communication among players was worrying. Looked out of shape, unbalanced, plenty of foosball, and we just didn't look fit. So thank you for watching. Hopefully come next Saturday we can put this result behind us and kick on with our season. I'm Tommy Oldham, Tom Hall. See you on the terraces. Come on Oldham. My bricade, both of them, Tommy Oldham and my nephew Danny, and OFC top club fans, mates dedicated to all my mates who watch Oldham.